Welcome back to DPSN. I'm Dylan Oliver, and today I thought I would talk about my 10 boldest predictions for this upcoming 2022 NFL season. So without further ado, let's talk about them. Now, this first prediction I don't think is too bold. I think it's very likely, and that is that this will be Daniel Jones' final season with the New York Giants. I believe he's going to play himself out of the lineup or just get hurt again and not be able to finish the season, and that by the end of the year, he will no longer be the starting quarterback for the Giants, and next season, he won't even be on the team. Now, going into our second bold prediction, it also has something to do with an NFC East team, but this one is the Dallas Cowboys. My prediction for the Cowboys this season is that after winning the division last year, they miss the playoffs and Mike McCarthy gets fired after just his third year as the head coach for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm a Packers fan. I've seen Mike McCarthy coach before. He's not the best. He's carried by high-end talent every year like he was by Aaron Rodgers for so long, and last year he was carried by the great play of Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb. I don't think the defense is going to be able to cause as many turnovers this year as they did last year, which means I don't think they're going to win as many games. Therefore, I have them missing the playoffs this year, and Mike McCarthy will be fired. On the topic of defenses, let's talk about the New Orleans Saints defense. I believe they will be the best defense in football in 2022. My prediction for them is they finish as the number one scoring defense in football and do enough to get the Saints back into the playoffs, and who knows, maybe make a little bit of a playoff run. With the additions of Tyrann Mathieu and Marcus May, as well as the returning players like Cam Jordan, Demario Davis, Marcus Davenport, as well as Marshawn Lattimore, I think this defense is stacked, especially with Dennis Allen now being the head coach, a very defensive-minded guy who was the defensive coordinator last year. And I mean, last year, this defense was also pretty great, as they only allowed 19.7 points per game last year, which was the fourth best. So I say this year, with the additions of those great safeties, they improve upon last year and become the number one scoring defense in the NFL this upcoming season. Now, this next one is very good for a lot of fantasy football players that like to draft running backs. I see a huge year for the running back this year. I think 3 running backs are going to have 2,000 plus total scrimmage yards. Now, this could be any 3 in the entire league. Derrick Henry's a good bet if he can stay healthy. Jonathan Taylor might even be a good bet. Christian McCaffrey, if he can remain healthy. Alvin Kamara, if they really use him a lot like they have in the past. There's so many options at running back this year that I truly believe 3, maybe even more, could have 2,000 total scrimmage yards throughout the entire season. Alright, now this next bold prediction might make a lot of you mad and click off the video, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I honestly think this could be the most likely prediction I make in this entire video, and that is that the reigning defending AFC champions Cincinnati Bengals miss the playoffs this year. I know they have so much talent. I know Joe Burrow's great. I know everyone loves him. They have T. Higgins. They have Jamar Chase. They have so many pieces and are such a good team. But the competition in the AFC is unbelievable. Just think about it. There's only 7 playoff spots, and we know one of them is going to the Chiefs, and one of them is going to the Bills. And I can promise you that. So that alone takes away 2. We've only got 5 left. Are you going to sit there and tell me that the Los Angeles Chargers aren't going to make the playoffs this year after adding Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson, and all the talent they have now? And then the Indianapolis Colts are great. I love the addition of Matt Ryan to them, and they are going to win their division. And who knows, maybe the Titans are still competitors and can make the playoffs again this year. That's 5 teams. The Broncos with Russell Wilson. Who's to say they're not going to make the playoffs? That's 6 teams. The Raiders made it last year and only got better in the offseason. And then I am not even mentioning anyone from the NFC North yet. The Baltimore Ravens, if they can remain healthy, are going to be back. They were winning this division throughout all of last year until Lamar Jackson went down. So why wouldn't they be back and be able to win this division this year and take that spot from the Bengals? And not to mention, if Deshaun Watson is playing for the Cleveland Browns, that team is going to be scary. And now, the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're a better team without Big Ben Roethlisberger. It's not going to be 2 easy wins there for the Bengals. The Bengals are in a tough division and have so many tough games this year. I can't just give them a playoff spot like I do the Chiefs or Bills. There's a shot they miss the playoffs this year. Now, when I was talking about that last prediction, I talked about how much I liked the Colts this year. So my next prediction has something to do with the Colts. And I predict that the Indianapolis Colts finish with the best record in all of football. Call me crazy, but I love Matt Ryan to the Indianapolis Colts. This move is going to be fantastic, and this Colts team is going to be amazing. With Matt Ryan having such a good offensive line and a pretty solid wide receiver one with Michael Thomas, as well as that run game with Jonathan Taylor, I think the offense is going to be electric. People forget how good Matt Ryan is because he's had to play for Atlanta for so long. Don't forget, he's an MVP. He's been to a Super Bowl. He is great. And their defense is also fantastic. They have DeForest Buckner, Yannick Ngakoue, Darius Leonard. They have it all. I truly believe they could be a great team and really make a deep run in these playoffs this year. Since we're talking about teams in the AFC, I'm going to stick on that. Let's talk about the Kansas City Chiefs, specifically their wide receiver core. Now, Tyreek Hill was a huge loss, but that just means someone is going to have to come in and step up. And I think this is the year we see the redemption of Juju Smith-Schuster. I think Juju comes out and has the best season of his career, and I predict he leads the league in receiving yards this year. I think that he's going to step up, really fill in the place of Tyreek Hill, and just be great with Patrick Mahomes. We've seen him be great with Big Ben Roethlisberger, so why wouldn't he be good here? It's the best quarterback he's had, and I know he's had some down years and come off injuries and stuff, but I think he will be great in this system with Patrick Mahomes, especially because the Chiefs like to air the ball out a lot. So a lot of throws means probably a lot of targets, and I think a lot of yards for Juju Smith-Schuster. We saw him succeed when he was the wide receiver 2 over in Pittsburgh with Antonio Brown. Now, he's not the wide receiver 2 in Kansas City, but let's be real. The number 1 option is Travis Kelce, so therefore Juju will be filling in that spot. I think he's going to be great having another weapon out there next to him. Juju's leading the league in receiving yards. All right, I've talked a lot about offense. Let's talk a little bit about the defense. Last year, TJ Watt had 22.5 sacks, tying the all-time sack record, won Defensive Player of the Year. He was fantastic. He'll probably be fantastic again this year. But I don't think he'll lead the league in sacks again. I have Nick Bosa leading the league in sacks and winning Defensive Player of the Year. I hate to say it because, I hate the 49ers and everyone on that team for what they've done to the Packers in the playoffs over the last 10 years. But Bosa is great, and I think he has a huge season upcoming and will be crowned Defensive Player of the Year. All right, I've got 2 more predictions left, both about offensive players. So let's talk about the first one. The first one is Justin Herbert will break the record for the most passing yards in a single season and win MVP. I think Herbert has it all. He has a cannon, he's mobile, he makes plays, and he has the weapons. He has Austin Eckler in the backfield who he can throw to, Keenan Allen, who's always a reliable option, and Mike Williams for the big jump ball down the field plays. Last year, Herbert threw for 5,014 yards. And last year, the Chargers loved to air the ball out a lot. They threw in the top 10 most among teams. I believe they throw it even more this year, give Herbert even more chances, and he shreds defenses. He's going to be in a lot of shootouts this year, I think, with Mahomes, Derek Carr, and now Russell Wilson playing in his division. I think those are going to be 6 very high-scoring games where he's going to need to throw the ball a lot, and I think he has the talent to do so, and he will go out there, have an all-time historic season, win the MVP, maybe even win his division, lead the Chargers to the playoffs after missing them last year. And now for my final prediction of the day. This one may be a little bit biased, but I believe in it. My last prediction is Sammy Watkins for the Green Bay Packers will have a better season than Davante Adams does for the Raiders. You could just say I'm being biased, but I have my reasons. Davante Adams has competition for targets over there with Darren Waller if he stays healthy the whole year, with Hunter Renfrow. Davante's not going to get the same amount of targets and same amount of work he got in Green Bay for all those years. Whereas Sammy Watkins in Green Bay, if he can come out and perform and build up that relationship with Aaron Rodgers, he's going to be phenomenal. His biggest problem is he has to stay healthy. We all know he goes in, does great, gets injured right away. But if he can stay healthy, I really believe he can once again have over 1,000 yards in a season and be great this year. He's been asked about it. He's said he has his back against the wall and he's here in Green Bay for a last shot to revitalize his career. He knows it isn't how he expected it to be or how he wanted it to be. Remember, he was the 4th overall pick in the draft. He wants to show that talent that got him to be the 4th overall pick in the draft. And I believe if he stays healthy, he will be able to do it. Someone fighting for their career can be very desperate and very dangerous. And I think Sammy Watkins is going to be just that this year. So I have Sammy Watkins having a better season than Davante Adams this year. Well, those are 10 of my boldest predictions for this 2022 season. Hope you enjoyed. I'm Dylan Oliver, and I will see you next time.
Bye.